It's a Barnum and Bailey world. The funny part about that song and about my study of A Course in Miracles is this: when I first moved to California and was working for a construction company, we actually built condos on the site of the winter home of the Barnum and Bailey circus. And when I moved to Wisconsin, to Baraboo, Wisconsin, eventually we started the academy. We had our church in Baraboo, Wisconsin, and Baraboo was the summer home of the Barnum and Bailey circus. So everything comes back around. And today's idea reminds me of a question I would ask when I would do teachings. How happy are you to hear there is no world? Because what I see, lesson 22 of A Course in Miracles, what I see is a form of vengeance. Today's idea accurately describes the way anyone who holds attack thoughts in his mind must see the world. Having projected his anger onto the world, he sees vengeance about to strike at him. His own attack is thus perceived as self-defense. This becomes a increasingly vicious circle until he is willing to change how he sees. It doesn't get any better until you make the decision that you want something entirely different. Otherwise, thoughts of attack and counterattack will preoccupy him and people his entire world. You people your world with your own attack thoughts and then think you need to defend yourself against the thoughts that you've peopled your world with. What peace of mind is possible to him then? It is from this savage fantasy that you want to escape. Make no mistake about it. He's telling you that you live in a savage world that you have made of your own making, that has been projected out from the unwillingness to accept responsibility for your own thoughts, and now are being attacked by the thoughts you projected out without remembering how they got out there in the first place. Now, if that isn't insane, nothing is. Is it not joyous news to hear that it is not real? Is it not happy discovery to find that you can escape? You made what you would destroy, everything that you hate and would attack and kill. All that you fear does not exist. This reminds me of Jesus turning over the tables and the advice he gave to me one time. There was a particular Course in Miracles teacher, and every time I saw him, I wanted to turn the tables, not only turn the tables over, but blow up the world. And finally I got sick and tired of that experience, and I had to really ask Jesus what this was all about. I really had to look within myself and ask Jesus what this was all about. And this is what I was told. And I want you to all understand that your desire to blow up the world, to eliminate everything that you think is attacking you by your own attack on it, is exactly the same energy that Jesus was experiencing when he overturned the tables in the temple. It lives, this is what I was told, it lives, it's quite active in each and every one of us, way down deep in the depths, in the, you want to use the chakra system, in the lower chakras, where we attempt to hide it from ourselves and from each other. With our preoccupation of attempting to be nice when we don't want to be nice, of suppression, rather than the admission that it's there, the willingness to take full responsibility for it and look at it directly as it is. So this is what I was told And this is the energy, this is the vengeance and the forms of vengeance that I see. This is where it is projected from. What I was told, and maybe this will help because it certainly helped me, that energy of vengeance, that energy that makes us in moments of profound confusion, deep pain and suffering, without the ability to seem to mitigate that pain and suffering no matter what we do. What I was told is that energy lives deep within each and every one of us. And it is that which we're attempting to allow love to give rise to, so that we can look at it at its supposed source within our own thinking and begin to free our mind of the misunderstandings and the lack of reasonability and the fact that that is the energy that we have used to people our entire world. And while that is active, and yet kept from us, while we try to hide that from ourselves, it remains active and repressed. And the deeper it goes into our psyche, the more it affects each and every thought we have, and the less we understand and have the ability to get in touch with that which is affecting us. So that energy, the energy of vengeance, that energy lives deep within each and every one of us. Yet, it is not God's will for the destruction of anything, including the dream of our own making. It is His will that each and every one of us choose freely to heal our mind of what has caused that energy in our own thinking and return to Him willingly. It is not God's will for the destruction of anything, including an illusion of your mind, our own making. It is His will that we heal our mind from the wreckage of that idea, and each and every one of us decide freely of our own accord, based on the recognition of what it has cost us in our own experience, to finally utilize a tool such as the Workbook of A Course in Miracles and become responsible for the thinking that allows that energy to remain quite active yet hidden from us. That's part of the purpose of these lessons. It is from this savage fantasy that you want to escape. Is it not joyous news to hear that it is not real? How happy are you to hear there is no world? You made what you would destroy. Now, and everything you hate and would attack and kill. You made what you would destroy. You've made everything you hate and you would attack and you would kill. Yet you, I, each and every one of us has become fearful of what we have made, forgetting our responsibility for the making, and go about seeking vengeance on the thought forms that we have projected outside of us in an attempt to eliminate the form rather than deal with the energy, the problem that is within each and every one of us. And I guarantee you that through these lessons and the willingness to utilize them as they have been designed, for the purpose that they have been designed, I guarantee you that you will heal this within yourself. It may not feel the way you think it's going to feel, because you got to get in touch with that energy. You got to own it. You cannot heal what you do not own. You cannot heal what it is not yours to heal. You cannot heal what you don't take responsibility for. And this is telling you that you're responsible for the projections of your own mind that you put outside of yourself and seem to attack you because you refuse to deal with the idea of attack that is in your own mind and heart. So, today's lesson would be an important one to take a look at. Look at the world about you at least 5 times today for at least a minute each time. As you move your eyes slowly from one object to another, from one body to another, say to yourself, I see only the perishable. I see nothing that will last. What I see is not real. What I see is a form of vengeance. And at the end of each practice period, is this really what I want to see? Is this the world I really want to see? The answer would be surely obvious. Now, the key is, secret to salvation is now and will always be that I am doing this to myself. That may not be welcome at first. It may not even be understandable or recognizable at first. But as Jesus told me in the early moments of my revelatory period and awakening, you're doing this to yourself. And when that statement came from the whole mind, the whole Christ mind of Jesus, I recognized that the entire world of space and time was something I had imposed upon myself, and I was using it against myself and hurting myself with it, and I didn't have to do it anymore. Not that I knew how not to do it anymore, that I just didn't have to do it anymore, and that there would be directions. These are the directions as to how to not do it anymore. Remember, this energy lives in each and every one of us, and Jesus has claimed his responsibility for it. He has healed his mind of the need to attack, as if attack could do anything at all, especially when you're attacking your own thoughts, which reinforces the idea that attack is useful and that defense is necessary. So, this is a good lesson for today. What I see is a form of vengeance. If you're doing this to yourself, you can certainly begin the process of undoing what you have done to yourself. And in that process, you're going to discover something quite miraculous about yourself here in space and time, and quite stupendous in the nature of your own creation as being whole, perfect, and having been created without this energy, without the energy of vengeance, as the love of God itself. So, take a look at the lesson, read it. Remember, it's only a paper moon. It's not real. You don't have to let your thoughts control you. It is you who can become responsible for your thinking. An undisciplined mind can accomplish nothing. But with the willingness to use this discipline of freedom as the way in which you heal your heart and mind from the idea that attacking and eliminate that which you have made could solve the problem of your need to have made it in the first place. The absurdity of that will become increasingly aware, become increasingly, and more importantly, laughable within your awareness. And you'll eventually make the decision to have your entire mind changed. Accept responsibility for sight and be about your Father's business here in the world of space and time. As above, so below, as within, so without. You are truly under no laws but God's. This is the way we can begin to look at how the law of cause and effect really works within us, and therefore within the world that we have peopled with our need for attack and vengeance.